For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory.
In the Big Apple, big dreams can come true, and on the season's final weekend, both New York teams have a chance to make pro football history. In the Meadowlands, the New York Giants can chalk up their first winning season in 9 years, and possibly their first playoff appearance since 1963. But to do so, they must defeat one of the toughest opponents in pro football, the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys have already wrapped up the NFC Eastern title. Winning seasons and championships are old hat for America's team, and they'll try to deny the Giants the chance to finish in the playoffs. What will determine today's outcome is the strong suit of New York, its defense, led by Rookie of the Year linebacker Lawrence Taylor. Taylor's arrival has been the catalyst that has made the Giant defense one of the fiercest in the league. Other stalwarts like defensive end Gary Jeter are the men most responsible for making the Giants a potential playoff team. Only one man on the crosstown Jets even knows what a New York championship feels like. Guard Randy Rasmussen, the last remnant of the 1969 Super Bowl champions. It's been 11 years since the Jets have qualified for postseason play, and they can clinch a wild card berth at Shea Stadium if folks like quarterback Richard Todd can continue their winning ways. But their task may be nearly as difficult as the Giants, for they are facing another hungry team, the Green Bay Packers. Green Bay hasn't been to the playoffs since 1967 when Vince Lombardi was still the head coach, and the Packers can make the playoffs if they win today. So to all you New Yorkers who think you've seen everything, well, you've never seen anything like this. For the first time ever, both the Giants and Jets can clinch playoff spots in the same year. It's the greatest football weekend in New York history, as two former also-rans reach for greatness. It's a Big Apple doubleheader. The Giants versus the Dallas Cowboys and the Jets versus the Green Bay Packers on the NFL Game of the Week. And its dazzling offense is one reason for such success. In Danny White, the Cowboys have one of the NFL's best quarterbacks, and running back Tony Dorsett is fighting for the league rushing crown. But the Giants' defense was unimpressed and said so in their own special way. The Giants had only allowed 18 points in a previous meeting with Dallas this season, and they seemed determined to permit considerably less this time around. The New York offense, however, mounted 2 solid first-quarter drives and appeared ready to take the lead. But both times, swirling winds played havoc with kicker Joe Danello's attempts, as field goal tries of 21 and 27 yards both missed the mark. Meanwhile, the Dallas defense was matching the Giants hit for hit and tackle for tackle with a dazzling first-half performance of its own. New York's Rob Carpenter, number 26, was the main target for the Cowboy defense. And then the brutal hitting transferred over to the Dallas special teams and its leading tackler, Anthony Dickerson, number 51. An early hit and subsequent penalty wiped out the Dallas recovery. And when the Cowboys did get the ball back, they continued to falter. In fact, they didn't even get into Giant territory until 18 seconds remained in the half. Then, too, they were shut down. The first 30 minutes ended with the game in a scoreless tie. And as the second half commenced, it was more of the same punishment for Dorsett and the rest of the Cowboy attack. But the Giants fared much better, ending the point drought late in the third period when quarterback Scott Bruner hit tight end Tom Mulledy, number 81. Both Bruner and Mulledy were in the first grade the last time the Giants were in the playoffs. Now, with little more than a quarter to play and the defense going strong, it looked like it might be the Giants' time again. But the Cowboys didn't exactly see things that way, and they roared back after the touchdown when Danny White hit wide receiver Tony Hill, number 80, for the longest gain of the day. The 44-yard completion placed Dallas in perfect position for the tying score. And they got it early in the fourth quarter when White found number 84, tight end Doug Cosby. The score now stood at 7-7, and things quickly grew worse for New York. A fumble soon after gave Dallas possession again, and the Cowboys nearly connected for another touchdown. Number 28, Beasley Reese, made the key defensive play, and Dallas had to settle for a field goal. But it gave them a 10-7 lead, which seemed safe until late in the game when Bruner clicked on a critical 4th and 13 pass to John Missler, number 85, keeping a Giant drive going. With just 30 seconds to go in regulation, Joe Danello was called on once more, this time from 40 yards. And this time, Joe did not fail. Danello's kick knotted matters at 10-10, and it was on to overtime. On a cold, blustery day in the last game of the regular season, an extra period was just what the beleaguered Cowboys did not want. And they enjoyed matters even less when a Dallas fumble put Scott Bruner in position to play the hero once more. Bruner's bootleg put Danello in position to win the game as he got set for a 33-yarder. But the storybook finish would be postponed, at least for a little while. The kick bounced off the upright and was no good. And yet this setback did not seem to faze the Giant defense. They just went out and got the ball back again. Playing in place of injured All-Pro linebacker Brad Van Pelt, rookie Byron Hunt, number 57, illustrated the dogged persistence of the magnificent Giant defense as he turned in the biggest play of his young career. untimely interception put Joe Danello in place for a 35-yard field goal try. And Danello, with only 1 make and 3 misses already, was not going to be denied this time. With 1 swing of his foot, he set the Big Apple on its ear. The Giants' 13-10 overtime victory against the Cowboys helped them reach 1 goal, a winning season. But a playoff spot was still uncertain. All they could do now was savor the win, then sit back and watch the crosstown Jets battle the Packers. Ironically, a Jet victory would put the Giants into the playoffs. All of New York now eagerly awaited the shootout at Shea, particularly the boys from the Meadowlands. The biggest part of New York's greatest football weekend was yet to come.
Last year.